the beauty industry really wants you to, like, take a sledgehammer to your face.
Oh, they absolutely do.
Right. But welcome to today's deep dive. We are looking at a guide by ORRIE Karim, who is a master cosmetologist, but she also has this really fascinating psychology background.
Which is super unique combination, honestly.
Yeah, and her whole mission here is to argue that, well, if you're over 50, you don't need a harsh home renovation. You actually just need an art restoration.
I love that analogy because, I mean, a renovation implies that something is fundamentally broken, right? Like it needs to be totally gutted.
Right, like tearing out the drywall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Kareem's philosophy completely abandons that whole goal of, trying to reverse time. Her entire framework is just built around working with your features.
Just to look radiant and, like, aligned with who you are right now.
Right, not who you were 20 years ago.
Which obviously changes how you have to treat the physical canvas. I mean, as your skin naturally thins out and becomes drier post-50, the instinct for a lot of us is to just reach for heavier coverage, to hide those changes.
Oh, for sure. We want to just spackle it on.
Yeah. But Karim pivots hard towards lightweight, cream-based hydration. But, okay, I'm looking at her advice here, and I have to play devil's advocate for a second.
Okay, lay it on me.
Isn't telling women to aim for, like, dewy, hydrated skin just the beauty industry's sneaky code word for looking young?
It definitely sounds like it at first, but the underlying mechanism is totally different.
How so?
Well, the goal of those really heavy anti-aging routines is erasure. It's literally, burning off layers or masking them heavily to mimic a younger texture.
Oh, right, like stripping the skin.
Yeah. But Kareem's focus on hydration is actually about polish. You're just giving your skin the moisture it can't naturally retain as easily anymore.
Which creates that healthy finish.
Exactly, rather than suffocating it under matte foundation.
I mean, trying to use a heavy matte foundation on thinner, mature skin feels like, I don't know, it's like trying to spackle a fine silk shirt.
That is a perfect way to put it.
You're just ruining the fabric to hide a tiny fold.
Spackling over silk just draws more attention to the rigidity of it, and Kareem suggests that same light touch approach for your other features too, just to avoid that rigidity.
Like with eyebrows, right?
Yeah, exactly. So instead of drawing on those really harsh, trendy eyebrows, you just lightly fill in your natural shape that softly frames the eyes.
And she talks about hair, too, abandoning those flat, aggressive dyes.
Right, leading into warm tones and natural textures that actually complement your complexion today.
Instead of the complexion you had at 25.
Exactly. It's working with the material instead of fighting it. But Kareem doesn't just, stay in the makeup bag.
No, she really doesn't. She heavily links physical appearance to lifestyle and psychology, which I found fascinating.
She kind of has to, right? Because surface-level products just can't outwork a burnout internal engine.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, we usually view sleep and movement as just basic health advice.
Right, but she frames them as active beauty practices. Like, lack of rest fundamentally dulls the skin.
And poor circulation literally drains the color right out of your face.
Exactly. But more profoundly, she argues that mental self-acceptance physically softens your appearance.
Okay, wait. How does just accepting yourself actually change how your face physically looks?
Well, think about what happens when you obsess over perceived flaws.
I mean, I stress out.
Right, and you are constantly micro-scowling at your own reflection. You hold all this chronic tension in your jaw. You furrow your brow line.
Oh, wow. Yeah, your neck tightens up.
Exactly. But when you just stop fighting your face, those muscles literally release.
So that ease and calm physically softens your resting expression.
In a way, no topical cream ever could.
That is wild. So, okay, if you're listening to this and you are staring at your complex 10-step chemical peel routine, should you just throw the whole thing in the trash?
Honestly, Kareem would argue that overcomplicating your routine actively works against you.
So less is actually more here.
Way more. True elegance comes from simplicity. Just a few intentional daily choices.
Like consistent hydration and getting actual rest.
And letting go of that facial penchant. That will always yield a better result than just throwing a dozen harsh acids at your face in a total panic.
Because you activate beauty from within. You don't just paint it on top.
Perfectly said.
So to wrap this up, after 50, you really get to set your own standard. Karim frames this so beautifully in the guide your lines, and your textures aren't flaws.
Not at all.
They are actual evidence of a life that you've lived. True enhancement isn't something you force onto yourself, it is something you allow to be seen.
Yeah, it's about respecting the history of the canvas rather than just desperately trying to paint over it.
So we'll leave you with this to think about today. If your face is a map of your lived experience, what specific stories are you instinctively trying to erase when you look in the mirror?
And how would your presence shift if you chose to proudly highlight them instead?